Ever since Mark started his job as a firefighter, an EMT, our life felt like we were living the dream. A house with a yard, 3 whirlwind kids, and a husband who would risk his life for others. It was almost picture perfect, except for, well, me. I couldn't put my finger on it, but something gnawed at me. Despite Mark helping more at home, sacrificing his cherished fishing trips to handle the kids' chaos and whip up dinners, I still felt off. Tired. Cranky even. One evening, while Mark was checking on the kids for the umpteenth time before bed, I sat down with a cup of tea. The steam spiraling into the air like my jumbled thoughts. His efforts didn't go unnoticed. How could they? The man gave up his fishing routine, that sacred time he always guarded fiercely. Yet here I was, listless and unfulfilled. Mark came back and plopped down beside me, a bit of playground sand still clinging to his jeans from earlier. "Janet, what's up? Lately you look, I dunno, drained. What can I do?" I sighed, pushing a robe curl behind my ear. "It's not you. I mean, you're amazing with everything. But I feel like something's missing. Like I'm a part of this family and love our life, but..." He leaned in, concern etched on his face. "But what?" "Talk to me. We'll figure it out." I took a deep breath. Maybe it's us. Like maybe we've fallen into a routine and it's just stale. Sexually, especially. Not that it's bad, but it's so predictable. Mark's gaze softened. "All right, so let's fix it. Let's shake things up," he grinned, that mischievous smile I fell for all those years ago. "How about we explore some new avenues?" We both went quiet, the possibilities charging the space between us. It started slowly. We read articles, watched videos, shared fantasies we kept under wraps for too long. We dipped our toes into role-playing, acting out scenes that made us laugh and gasp and everything in between. One night, I was the seductive maid, another, he was the stern professor. Then came edging. Teasing each other to the brink, only to pull back. It built this incredible tension that made exploding together breathtaking. It took a few tries to get it right, but once we did, incredible. We ventured further into light bondage. Soft ropes and handcuffs that offered both vulnerability and trust. One evening, wrapped in nothing but anticipation and silk, I looked at Mark through half-lidded eyes. "This feels right." Our bedroom transformed into a playground. A space where we shed the daily grind and embraced parts of us we didn't know existed. Each kink brought its own thrill, but, more importantly, it stitched us closer together. Nights blurred into mornings where we'd collapse in laughter and tangled sheets, recharged and connected. On a lazy Sunday morning, with the kids miraculously still asleep, Mark cupped my face, his thumb grazing my cheek. "How do you feel?" Resting my hand on his chest, feeling the steady beat of his heart, I knew it wasn't just about fun. Closer, fulfilled. Like we found each other again. "Thank you for being willing to explore this with me." His laughter was low and warm. "Thank you for being my partner in all of it. We've still got many avenues to explore." We both knew this was more than just spicing things up. It was about rediscovering each other, our desires, and the love that initially brought us together. Mark remained my rock, my heart's anchor, and through our adventures, we grew more sure of who we were as individuals and as a couple. Looking around our home, the quiet hum of the refrigerator, the scattered toys in the living room, muffled giggles drifting down the hall, I finally felt the puzzle coming together. This was it, the balance of excitement and love, comfort and adventure, tradition and exploration. In this blend we found us. 6 months flew by in a whirlwind of family activities and work commitments. Our renewed intimacy had breathed fresh life into our relationship, but lately, I found myself distracted during our intimate moments. My mind wandered, and I couldn't shake the feeling that something was still missing. One night, after tucking the kids in, Mark and I settled on the couch with a glass of wine. He reached for my hand, his blue eyes filled with concern. "Janet, what's going on? You seem a million miles away lately." I took a deep breath, my heart racing. "Mark, I need to tell you something. I've been doing a lot of thinking and I think I might be bisexual." The words hung in the air between us. Mark's expression was unreadable, and for a moment, panic seized me. "I want you to know," I rushed on, "I would never, ever cheat on you. You're my husband, my partner, my best friend. But I can't ignore these feelings anymore." Mark squeezed my hand, his voice soft. "Janet, thank you for trusting me with this. I love you, all of you. We'll figure this out together, okay?" Relief washed over me, and I felt tears prickling at the corners of my eyes. "You're not upset?" "Of course not," he said, pulling me into a hug. "You're still you. This is just a new part of you we're discovering together." We spent hours talking that night, discussing what this meant for us, for our marriage. Mark was endlessly supportive, but I could see the wheels turning in his head. A few days later, as we were getting ready for bed, Mark cleared his throat. "I've been thinking about your revelation, and I have an idea. What if we explored this side of you, together?" I raised an eyebrow, curious. "What do you mean?" "Well," he said, "sitting on the edge of the bed, I have this coworker, Elena. She's bi, dates both men and women. What if we invited her over for dinner? It could be a chance for you to talk to someone who understands what you're going through, maybe explore those feelings in a safe environment." My heart skipped a beat. The idea was both thrilling and terrifying. "I don't know, Mark. What if it changes things between us?" He took my hands in his. "Janet, nothing could change how I feel about you. This is about you understanding yourself better, and I want to be there with you every step of the way." I bit my lip, considering. "You really think this could help?" Mark nodded. "I do. And hey, maybe we all just end up with a new friend. No pressure, no expectations. What do you say?" The more I thought about it, the more I warmed to the idea. "Okay," I said finally. "Let's give it a try." The next week flew by in a blur of nervous anticipation. I found myself wondering about Elena. What was she like? Would we get along? The night of the dinner, I spent an embarrassing amount of time choosing my outfit and fixing my hair. I spent the entire week leading up to our dinner with Elena in a state of nervous excitement. My mind raced with possibilities, and I found myself daydreaming about the upcoming evening more often than I'd like to admit. Mark, bless his heart, was nothing but supportive, always ready with a reassuring smile or a gentle squeeze of my hand when he caught me lost in thought. The day of the dinner finally arrived, and I threw myself into preparations. I wanted everything to be perfect. I spent hours in the kitchen, whipping up a feast that would make any five-star restaurant proud. The kids, sensing my nervous energy, were unusually well-behaved, even offering to help set the table. As the clock ticked closer to Elena's arrival time, I found myself fussing over my appearance more than usual. I changed outfits 3 times before settling on a simple, yet flattering dress that Mark always said brought out the green in my eyes. The doorbell rang, and my heart leapt into my throat. Mark answered while I took a deep breath, smoothing down my dress one last time, and then there she was. Elena stepped into our home, and I swear the entire room lit up. She looked absolutely stunning in a form-fitting blouse and jeans that hugged her curves in all the right places. Her vintage Betty Page hairstyle framed her face beautifully, and her confident smile immediately put me at ease. "Janet, it's so wonderful to finally meet you," Elena exclaimed, pulling me into a warm hug. The scent of her perfume was intoxicating, and I found myself lingering in her embrace a moment longer than necessary. The evening flowed smoothly from that point on. Conversation came easily, punctuated by bursts of laughter and the clinking of wine glasses. Our kids were absolutely smitten with Elena, hanging on her every word as she regaled them with funny stories from her and Mark's work as EMTs. "Mommy, can Elena come over more often?" our youngest asked, eyes wide with adoration. I couldn't help but chuckle, feeling a warmth spread through my chest at the sight of Elena interacting so naturally with our children. After dinner, as Mark entertained the kids in the living room, Elena and I found ourselves alone in the kitchen, cleaning up. There was a moment of charged silence, and I knew this was my opportunity. "Elena," I began, my voice barely above a whisper, "there's something I wanted to talk to you about." She turned to me, her hazel eyes soft and encouraging. "I'm all ears, Janet." Taking a deep breath, I confessed, I think I might be bisexual. I've been having these feelings and I'm not really sure what to do with them. Elena's face broke into a warm smile. She reached out and took my hand, giving it a gentle squeeze. Janet, that's wonderful. Thank you for trusting me enough to share that. We talked for what felt like hours, Elena sharing her own experiences and offering advice. For the first time since these feelings had surfaced, I felt truly seen and understood. The weight I'd been carrying lifted, replaced by a newfound sense of excitement and possibility. Later that night, after Elena had left and the kids were tucked in bed, I shared my excitement with Mark. The look of love and desire in his eyes was overwhelming. We fell into each other's arms, our love making more passionate and intense than it had been in years. We pushed boundaries we didn't even know existed, our connection deeper and more intimate than ever before. Over the next week, Mark and I had several long, honest conversations about what this meant for us. We agreed that I should have the freedom to explore my attraction to women, with Elena specifically. But we also set clear boundaries. Mark would always be informed, and he would be nearby. It was important to both of us that this new chapter in our lives brought us closer, not drove us apart. When we invited Elena over again, there was an electric undercurrent to the evening. The air felt charged with possibility, and I found myself hyper-aware of every smile, every touch. As soon as the kids were snuggled in bed, their soft snores filling the house, I felt a thick tension in the air, electric and intoxicating. Elena's eyes locked onto mine, a mischievous smile playing on her lips. I gulped, my nerves tangled in excitement and anxiety. Mark, sensing my apprehension, squeezed my hand gently. Ready, Mark's voice, warm and assuring, steadied me. Elena leaned in, her breath whispering against my cheek. No rush, Janet, we go at your pace. I nodded, feeling a strange mix of anticipation and calm wash over me. Her fingers traced my jawline, and the sensation sent shivers down my spine. Her lips, soft and warm, brushed against mine with a tentative tenderness that melted my anxiety away. Mark settled into the armchair, his eyes filled with supportive eagerness. I took a deep breath and leaned into Elena, our kiss deepening. My hands found their way to her waist, guided by instinct rather than experience. Elena's touch was like a roadmap, leading me through uncharted territory with gentle confidence. It was as if every nerve ending had come alive. I hesitated for a moment, and Elena whispered, "Just let go, Janet." I glanced at Mark, his gaze unwavering, filled with a mix of desire and pride. His presence added an unexpected layer of intimacy, making the moment even more powerful. Elena's breathy words of encouragement, mingled with Mark's murmured praises, filled the room. I felt layers of tension I hadn't realized I was carrying peel away. For the first time, I felt free. Elena's mouth found mine again more. Mark's eyes darkened with fire, his heavy breathing adding to the symphony of sounds enveloping us. Our bodies moved together, Elena guiding me through waves of few need never known. Her expertise served as a beacon in this passionate storm, her every touch filled with intention and care. Mark joined us, gentle at first, then growing insistent, his need palpable. We became a tangle of limbs and murmured sounds, driven by primal need and deep connection. We reached a peak together, a powerful surge that left us trembling, sweat slicked and utterly sated. In the following days, Elena became a regular visitor. Our dynamics shifted naturally, effortlessly. She fit into our routine as though she had always been part of it. The children adored her. Her playful spirit and loving nature endeared her to them, and she effortlessly transitioned into a trusted figure in their lives. Elena's visits became more frequent, her presence a constant source of joy and excitement. Realizing the positive impact she had on all of us, we decided to ask her to move in officially. She accepted, and our home transformed into a haven of unconventional love and support. With Elena as alive in Nanny, I could explore my bisexuality without guilt or shame. The emotional bond between us three grew deeper, more intricate. Nights were filled with passion, days with shared responsibilities and laughter. The children thrived, surrounded by love and acceptance. They grew up in a home where open communication and affection were the norm. We faced challenges head-on, together, navigating misunderstandings and societal judgment with unwavering support for one another. Through the years, our bond only strengthened. We created memories, both ordinary and extraordinary, celebrated victories, and weathered storms. Our love, in all its forms, blossomed, making every moment richer, fuller. This unconventional family we built, filled with open-mindedness and mutual respect, became the cornerstone of our lives. The contentment and fulfillment that once eluded me now wrapped around me, a testament to the love we nurtured and the audacious path we dared to walk. And as the years rolled by, our connection deepened, an intricate dance of intimacy, exploration, and unwavering loyalty. The life we built together, in all its beautiful complexity, became a testament to the power of love in every conceivable form.